It was one of those dusky evenings when the world seemed to pause between light and shadow, when secrets dared to breathe and hearts forgot their defenses. The rain had just stopped, and the faint scent of wet earth hung in the air like a memory that refused to fade. Inside the quiet hospital room, a rhythmic beeping filled the silence, the fragile proof of a heartbeat still fighting. Maya stood at the foot of the bed, her trembling fingers clutching the small locket around her neck. She had worn it every day for 2 years, but tonight it felt heavier than ever. The boy lying before her, Ion, looked peaceful. Too peaceful for someone who had once been the storm of her life. His face was pale, yet that faint curve on his lips made her chest tighten. She wanted to speak, to confess, but every word felt like a betrayal of the friend she had lost. She drew a shaky breath, whispering, "I'm sorry. I took her place." Ion's eyes fluttered open slowly, the familiar warmth returning to them like the first sunrise after a long winter. He didn't speak immediately, just stared at her as though he was trying to remember how to breathe. "You finally said it," he murmured weakly, his voice rough but laced with that same teasing calm that once infuriated her. Maya's tears spilled over before she could stop them. "You weren't supposed to forgive me," she said, her voice cracking. "You weren't supposed to look at me like that. It was supposed to be her. It was supposed to be Anna." The name hung heavy between them. Anna, her best friend, her sister in everything but blood. The girl who should have been standing here if fate had been kind. The girl Ion had loved. 2 years ago, they were inseparable. Maya, Anna, and Ion. The trio that made every classroom echo with laughter and every memory shimmer with youth. Ion had fallen for Anna first. Everyone saw it before he did. His eyes would always find her in a crowd. His words softened around her. And Maya, the silent shadow beside them, had learned to smile through the ache in her chest. She had promised herself she would never cross that line. But life had other plans. The day of the accident still replayed in her nightmares. The call, the screech of tires, the blood on her hands. Anna was gone before help arrived, her last words a trembling plea. "Take care of him, please." So Maya did. She became the version of herself Anna believed in. Selfless, brave, unbreakable. She visited Ion in the hospital every day after the crash, watching him battle grief and guilt. She was his support, his reason to get up, his second chance at laughter. Somewhere between the tears and healing, his heart found hers, but she knew the truth. She was living the life her friend had left behind. Every smile she received, every word of love he whispered, felt borrowed. And tonight, as he lay before her once again, fragile after another surgery, she couldn't bear the weight of the lie anymore. Ion's hand reached out, weak but steady, brushing her tears away. "Emiya," he whispered, "you didn't take her place. You filled the emptiness she left behind." His words pierced her deeper than any blade could. "You think I didn't know," he added, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "I saw it in your eyes every time you said her name. I saw how you carried her in your heart, how you loved me, even when you thought you shouldn't." Maya's breath hitched. "Then wait. Why did you let me stay?" He smiled again, the same way he used to before everything changed. The kind of smile that said more than words ever could. "Because you didn't take something from me," he said softly. "You gave something back, a reason to keep living." The words broke her. She fell to her knees beside his bed, clutching his hand to her chest. "I should have told you," she sobbed. "I should have let you go." Ion shook his head weakly. "Let me go? You're the reason I'm still here, Maya. You think love only belongs to one person, but it doesn't. Anna's love taught me how to care. Yours taught me how to heal." The rain began again outside, tapping gently against the window pane as if the world itself was listening. Maya looked up, her tears mixing with a trembling smile. "You always know what to say," she murmured. Ion chuckled softly, though the effort made his breath short. "Only because you always listen." Memories flashed between them like a reel. Laughter in the college canteen, late-night rooftop talks, shared silences that said everything. There was a time when they were just kids chasing dreams. Now they were two souls held together by pain, love, and something deeper, understanding. "Do you ever think about her?" Maya, her voice barely a whisper. Ion's eyes softened. "Every day," he admitted. "But when I do, I also think of you. Because she's the reason I found you. And I think she'd be happy knowing you kept your promise." Maya closed her eyes, feeling the truth in his words settle in her chest, like a quiet peace she hadn't felt in years. They sat in silence for a while, listening to the rain's rhythm and the faint heartbeat that reminded them both that time was precious. Maya leaned forward, resting her head against his arm. "You don't hate me?" she asked one last time, the child in her still seeking forgiveness. Ion smiled, that gentle, tired, grateful smile. "Unknown," he said simply. "I thank you." Those two words carried the weight of everything unsaid, the grief, the forgiveness, the love that had found its way through loss. And in that moment, Maya realized something. She hadn't taken Anna's place. She had kept her alive. Every act of kindness, every word of comfort, every ounce of strength she'd given Ion. It was Anna's light shining through her. As the night deepened, Ion drifted to sleep, his hand still holding hers. Maya sat there, watching over him like she once did for Anna. She finally understood. Love wasn't about replacing someone. It was about continuing what they began. She whispered softly, "Rest now, Ion. You're not alone anymore." The rain eased into a drizzle, and the first light of dawn began to peek through the window. Maya stood, looked up at the sky, and smiled faintly. For the first time in years, her heart felt light. She turned toward the camera, her eyes glistening with truth, and said, "If you've ever loved, lost, or forgiven, remember this. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give someone is to stay, even when it hurts." If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, because every story here reminds us that love never really ends. It just finds new ways to begin.